welcome you to our community forum for March the 18th. Welcome. Thank you all for coming out. Happy New Year, happy St. Patrick's Day, all those good things. Today, we are here with Miss Teresa Thomas. I'm sorry, Cynthia Thomas. Cynthia Thomas. We did. I don't know why you wanted you to be Teresa, but it was Cynthia Thomas from the NIPSCO. Oh, no, not Miss Thomas. She is here to help us. She is, yes. She is here to assist us, share valuable information. We also have CoAction here. They're going to help do some applications, but what she just told me is she can't get your information and complete the application because she's not going back to the office, but she will provide you with the application and the link so that you can go ahead and complete it. So at this time, I'm going to turn the meeting over to Ms. Thomas and let her share some information with you.
All right. Can you hear me okay? There we go. There we go. Good evening, everybody. All righty. So Cynthia Thomas, and I'm with NIPSCO/NiSource, if you would. I am the Senior Energy Assistance Program Manager for the company. So I handle our low-income programs for our entire footprint. Since I sit in this state, this is one of my favorites, obviously, is Indiana. So we have Caitlin over there at the table. She is one of our outreach coordinators. So after we get done chatting today, please stop by the table to pick up information, little trinkets and pens and things like that. But we want to come out. We had a couple of big customer care center events. I don't know if you guys were able to visit. There was one in Maryville not too long ago. I don't know if you heard of that. Anybody there? Okay. Okay. And the reason we did that, twofold. One, you know, we all recognize that the bills are high. I live in Indiana. My bill is high. And certainly, we wanted to come out into the community and talk to customers about, answer your questions. So that's what those forums are for. So not only was my team there, energy efficiency, we also had folks answering questions from the call center, looking at bills in particular. So for those of you who got a chance to visit there, hopefully we got you some answers. From an energy assistance perspective, I wanted to come out today to talk to you about the programs that are available to help you with these bills. And we have several. Certainly we have CoAction here, and they take the EAP or LIHEAP applications. Everybody knows what that is, right? Everybody's aware? Okay. No. Okay. So LIHEAP is the government-funded program. You have to fall within a certain income guidelines. We put that on our charts, and she also can share the income guidelines for you. In some states, it's 150% of the poverty level, they call it, but in Indiana, it's 60% of the income medium, the state income medium, which is higher. So I encourage you, if you're not sure if you qualify, please go and ask, because you may think that you're not, and you could be. I find that to be the case with our programs. So our outreach, Caitlin and I have a couple other folks who are, really out here trying to make sure people know to check. Because we have people in a situation now that have never been there before. Working families. I work every day. So, depending on how you talk to me, if you call me poor or say I'm struggling and things like that, that may make me feel a certain way, but that doesn't mean that, I have a $300 gas bill. I sure would like to buy some food with that. I want to be able to do that as well. And our seniors in particular certainly have a heart for my seniors. They, live on a fixed income. You want to be able to get some support. So I always want you to check. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about LIHEAP just so you understand what happens as a result of checking and getting approved. Not only will you get the grant that they approve you for, as soon as NIPSCO gets your grant, on your account, we also will give you a discount on your usage. That discount is going to depend on what it is you qualify for. We get that from, from the state. But we give you a discount all winter long. And for the first time ever, we have help now for our electric customers. So if you have both electric and gas, or you're electric only, in the summertime, this summer, you're also going to get, as a result of being approved for LIHEAP, all of those customers are going to get a discount on the electric side of your bill in the summer. We also have over $100,000 in late payment assistance that we're going to be applying to the accounts. And you also, as a LIHEAP customer, all right, also as a LIHEAP customer, you don't pay a deposit. So I want you to check, because once you're approved there, all those other things can happen for you, okay? If you are not LIHEAP approved, if you're up to 250% of the income guideline, and again, we can help you with those numbers at the table. If you're up to 250, you may, let's say if you're a little bit over what LIHEAP guideline is, but you're up to 250, you could also get our grant, our hardship grant. Now the LIHEAP agencies, they're agencies that take that application for us, because they verify your income and all those things, and we don't. But when you go to an agency, if you're not qualified and you go a little bit over, and they should be offering our hardship program. Now that program goes up to $550 towards arrearages. So let me tell you a little bit about hardship. One, like you could be making $80,000 a year and get that grant for a household of 4. So again, you want to check, and that's on our website too, okay? We had that program set at $400, up to $400 one time a year for as long as, certainly before I got to NIPSCO. But we worked on looking at what people were really owing and what's really happening, and we raised that to $550 this year. We also were taking applications in December 1st. We changed that. Now we take applications October 1st. Just like when LIHEAP starts taking applications, so do we. So those are some changes that we made. We also, took the restriction off that it's only one time, if you will. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to look and see. Everybody go in, you apply, get your grant, and we're going to look at the end of the season and see if we have funds left. We want to help folks more. So you don't have to reapply for anything. You don't have to do anything else. You've already done enough. We know who you are, and we're just going to work with what we have left, if we have any left. But we shouldn't have any money left, not with the kind of bills we have out here. So the goal is I should have nothing left at the end of the season, and it should all be going to customers who need it. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I keep saying it's really, in Indiana they call it EAP. I say LIHEAP because I'm from Chicago. So, but LIHEAP. So it's LIHEAP. It is the low income program, but I'm just used to calling it different. And I had to do a whole video over again because I kept calling the thing LIHEAP, and people were like, "What are you talking about?" But it's all the same. It's all the same. Okay, so that's the hardship program. The other two programs we have available are for our seniors and our military. One, for seniors, it's called Silver. For military, it's called Serve. Okay? You can also get up to $550 towards your arrearages if you qualify for those programs. Honestly, I would hate for anybody to have a bill this high, but you can actually get all 3 of those programs. You could fall, because they're all 250, up to 250. If you qualify because you're an ex-military person or a military person, you could get it. If you're a senior, you can get it. Or if you qualify for hardship, you can get it. The only 2 things you can't get in combo is LIHEAP and hardship, because the whole reason for hardship is for those who are a little bit above the guidelines for EAP. I'll get it right. So those are some things that we have changed. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the veteran program, the military program, Silver and Serve, are both, we administer those directly. So you could go on our website, look for those programs, again, get your information, and we just ask you the question, when's your birthday? And what's your income? You just self-attest. We don't ask you for documentation or any of that. Yes, ma'am. That's one of those, I get that question every now and again. We had a point when you had to be in the household. Shakan does better at this than me. But didn't we? Thank you for that. I know there was some questions around that since I've been here. So thank you for that clarification. For Silver and Serve, what we need is we need the name on the bill because we need the bill, the account number, how, your birthday, so we know that you're 60 or over, and do you fall between this number and this number? Hit the button, submit the application. Y'all follow me? Okay, good. So that's that one. With the military one, you do have to submit your DD 214. So you fill out the application and we'll give you instructions for how to submit that information, because that we do have to see. But otherwise, we're not asking you to submit any additional information. Okay? So please make sure that you check those income guidelines. You could absolutely qualify. Working people, a lot of people are struggling right now. So please make sure you take a look for that. So we definitely have had some higher bills. We've had a rate increase and weather that has just been ridiculous altogether. For me, in the summertime, because we had the same questions in the summer, it was 105 degrees for like 10 days. My air never went off. And if you touched it, I had an attitude, right? But when I got the bill, I was like, oh, I should probably, I should probably turn that off. I should probably turn that off. Maybe I should open a window. But it's still, sticker shock when I saw it. So I get it. We live in the community as well, and this is our answer to that. We go back into rate case again in April, May. And I'm looking to do a few other things in there. I want to raise the amount of money that we have available to distribute through EA programs. And I'd also like to do something different with Silver, our senior program. I'd like to take the restriction off that you have to be behind to get any kind of benefit for the seniors. And I hear it when I'm out in the community. Certainly feedback I get everywhere, and I get it. I've had people to tell me I will heat or cool one room. I'm not going to, I'm not going to be behind. I don't want to be cut off. No one does, but for our seniors in particular, with the income restrictions that you have, I just think that's the right thing to do. So that's what I'm working on. I hope to have that done before we hit the next season in October. I'll let you know. Okay? Okay. Yes. This summer we do have it for the cooling. We do have it thank you for that. For cooling, we do have it on the electric side. This year we'll be able to give a discount. And that's all company funded. That's not in our rate base where have customers paying for that. Is $1.5 million, and we're going to be giving credits on the electric side for the first time ever, to your point. What I really like is a hardship program on the electric side. Give me a minute. I'm working on it. That's what I would like. Because right now, all the programs I talked about are for the gas side. With the for the electric program that I'm speaking of, where you'll get discounts on your usage, as long as you are EAP or LIHEAP approved, we know who you are. we're not going to make customers come back in and apply for anything. We're going to take, our group of customers, 20,000 customers, 25,000 customers, whatever the number is, that have been approved for LIHEAP. We could see that in the system, and we're now building the logic to be able to take those same customer accounts and apply the electric discount. What you'll see, certainly I'm coming out and talking about it more. It's on our website. I want to get a letter out to all of the LIHEAP folks to let them know, hey, this happened, put it on our bill so that you know what's going on, but you don't have to apply again, as long as you're approved through EAP. So that's a very important program to be able to get all those things. Okay? Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, I'm missing some of that. And I know I turned this off. Sorry about that. Okay, thank you. Give me the question again. Can you help me with the question? Meters, right. No. No, those AMI meters, we won't be taking those out, no. What we did find is where if we have like slower running meters and things like that, we did see some of that. Now we put a new meter on it, it's picking up everything that's being used. There was some of that, but there isn't a plan to take those meters out. It really, those meters help us monitor what's going on with the electric and the gas side, and also if we do have a shut off, someone, can't pay the bill and we have that happen, not only are those meters can be used for that, but we could turn you back on right away. So there's a lot of different logic and things that go with those meters. So there's no plans to take those out. One of the things, like I said, and there's a bill explanation sheet over there that breaks it down like each of the components of the bill, if you want to take a look at that. But at the end of the day, biggest cause that we saw was the unfortunate weather with the rate increase. That didn't help when we have a rate increase and the kind of weather we've been experiencing. I mean, I got up this morning and I was freezing, and tonight it's beautiful. So I don't really get what's going on with that, but that's the answer. Yes, sir. Hmm. If you feel like your bill is, and we've been talking about high bills the whole time I've been sitting here, but if you feel like your bill is way higher than it should be, we actually have a high bill process. And you call our call center, and there's a process that they have to step through to make sure that if you're saying, hey, my meter, I feel like my meter's a problem, we come out and we'll check the meter and make sure everything is running and test it the way it's supposed to. But that's a process. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A high reading? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Did they? When we're doing those high bill investigations, and it should be, I don't know why the person didn't come back and tell you what was going on after that visit. I, yeah, I can't answer for that, but I will say that those high bills, you ever look at your bills and you can see last year versus this year? That's what we look at as well. Was it comparable usage? We'll ask you questions around, did things change in the house since the last time you were out there? And then we send somebody out to check it out. But there isn't, like I said, there isn't a mechanism by which we expect the equipment to work well, and we expect to hear from you if you feel like it's not, so we can check it.
Mr. Campbell?
I want you to stop at the table and get one of our bill explanations, because that absolutely is higher than it was, for sure. I think mine was around $8 or $9 or something like that. For your, no, for your delivery charge? When you did you get a chance? No, you didn't. You might not have been at our open houses. Stop at the table for me after, please. Okay. I'm sa- Uh-oh, is this better? Okay. I'm gonna stay right here. Can you stop at the table for me, sir, when we get done? Okay. Thank you. Do we have any other questions on the assistance, how that whole thing works? Yes, sir. You asked for what now? Extension payment plans. Yes. You had not been on a payment plan before? Because I mean, and the brochure that you could pick up also talks about payment plans, budget bill, all those things. I really hit giving money out programs, so that's on here. Usually, if you haven't been on a program and you fall off the first time, they usually can renegotiate it. Was this a while ago, if I can ask? It's been a minute? Okay. Well, I can certainly take a look and see what happened. But once again, you can usually renegotiate them a time or two depending on, your situation, but I couldn't answer unless I have somebody take a look at it, which I'm happy to do if you'd like me to. Okay. Okay. Am I okay with am I speaking loud enough? Okay. Mhm. Well, if you'd like, I have to follow up and see what was noted on the account or what have you. I couldn't answer for that. Our guys, that's what they do. They're trained to come out, so I can't sit here and answer for that. It wasn't about the functionality of the old meter. We upgraded the technology to AMI, automatic meter infrastructure, so that we can get your meter reading without coming out, and we can service your meter from a distance. But like I said, if we have things here that I can't answer, we're happy to take your information at the table, and I can be sure that someone gets back to you. Hmm. Yes, ma'am. I see. I can't answer for that. Yeah. I'm not even sure if that's NIPS. I don't even know if that's NIPSCO. Do you have something on that?
Councilman Brewer, Lake County Councilman, he may be able to answer that for you, ma'am.
So during that time, I was on the city council when it had set, over, I think over 30 years, it has set, not being used and everything, so it's been cleared under EPA, but never to have power put on that site.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
I do have a question,
Yes.
really two questions. So is it true that when the meters was, put the smart meters in, that we had a decision or a choice if we would allow them to make that change to put the smart meters in? I'm hearing two different conversations with that, for one. That we didn't have to allow this to happen. This was more or less pushed off on us. And in some communities, I heard there was an option, and they knew it was an option. But when we got the phone call, we gotta come on your property, we gotta change these meters, then house, you have to get in your home, change the house. That's my first
That's
thing.
the first one. Okay.
And I don't want the conversation to be glossed over when we talk about what the smart meters are. The smart meters are not just giving information. When you don't pay that bill, no longer you have to see that truck pull up.
Right.
And
Right.
they say, we're gonna turn you off. They can sit by the computer and push a button and turn you off. So I don't want people to wake up in the morning trying to see what's going on. You don't have to.
He's
have the
right.
plug out front anymore. And they can't turn you back on the same way. But, normally when that will happen, and I've been working out for a long time.
Yes, sir.
You'll see that guy that pull up and he knows the neighborhood or know the person. Say, hey, here, do a shut off on you. I'll give you another day or so. You can go down and, take care of it. But now we're getting hit with a computer or someone with the computer pushing a button. Now we have to come up with a deposit and everything else. So it's more of a hardship that's being put on the community at the same time.
It is that he's correct. Like I said, we can disconnect and we can also reconnect that way. A truck roll, truck rolls cost money. When we have to send somebody out to do this work. To your point, though, you are right. You could probably see him, or you might know him because he lives in the neighborhood, and he may give you an extra minute, or I'll come back tomorrow if you can make a payment, and that is gone in the case where you have those meters. I cannot. That's just the truth. What I will say, Kaylin, take that last question down, because I know how it worked in Illinois. I'm originally from Chicago, so I worked for ComEd for 23 years. Over there, you could opt out of getting a smart meter. You had to pay more because we got to roll the truck if there's something going on. But you could say no. What I don't know, because I wasn't on that team, I'm not sure if there was an opt out here. So I'm happy to check and ask the question, and I'll get back to you and let you know.
I understand that everyone's paying for the saving money because they're not on the truck. But the same savings that you don't turn off the gas, a man has to come out to turn off the gas
Yeah.
and turn on the gas, like the furnaces and everything else that does get turned on. So that manpower is still there. It may not be doing everything it used to.
Yeah, it's definitely different. You're right. You're right. But I'm happy to get back to you. I don't know how to get back to this whole team, but I know how to get back to the councilwoman and certainly make sure to get that answer, because I honestly don't know. I was not a part of that team, so I missed some of that stuff. But I'll ask the question. Okay? You're welcome. You're talking about the option? I have to go, I know how it worked in Illinois. I'm not sure how it worked in Indiana because I wasn't here when they did the deployment. So I'm going to ask the question and I'm happy to come back to the councilman with the answer. And however it is, you communicate to the folks, we certainly can get that answer for you. Okay. That's fair. Yes, ma'am. You have a question for me? Usage is based on the usage. Delivery is the lines. That's how we get the service to you. That's the delivery charge. And I started, when we first started the conversation, we did have an increase in our rates, obviously. And part of that is that delivery charge. Mine was $8. It wasn't like hundreds of dollars, not for delivery, it was. Now my usage was, okay. Make sure, like I said, make sure that you stop over here for bill explanation, and why those charges are the way that they are. But there was an increase, and a part of that was the delivery charges. You are absolutely right. But again, we can talk about, assistance and all of those programs. I want to make sure I'm not stepping into things that I don't know. So make sure if you have a question, we'll certainly take them back and we will get back to you with an answer. Oh, I'm in Crown Point, thank you. Like I said, I don't want to get no uproar going. Don't get me started.
I did come to the one in Maryville where you all had the round table with a lot of different
Yes.
individuals that give a lot of information. So I got a lot of information out there. When you talk about the delivery charge, that was one of my main questions why I went out there too. My delivery charge was $300. That's not my usage. That's just delivery. I use a separate company outside of NIPSCO, and that's what I found out through a lot of people that we wasn't using NIPSCO as our main source of delivery. I'm using
Choice.
and I come to find out the majority of people that I went to or talked to, they use the same company, bringing delivery charge. Their energy prices are outrageous what we find. So I'm asking everyone to reach out to those companies there and negotiate or pull out at this time. I keep saying I'm going to do it if I just have to, I'm going to pull out because this is my third year being with this company, and I have not seen the savings that was promised me when I got with the company. So I say, look at your bill and see who is providing your delivery charge. And a lot of people, you go to Sam's Club, you go to different places, they're selling you these different things here. And it's more money in the past 3 years to operate through these companies unless you're going directly to NIPSCO. If you're going directly to NIPSCO, their savings have been less than these other companies. That's what we did find out.
Okay. Thank you for that.
No, I said these past 3 years, NIPSCO delivery charge has been less than the other.
Well, you do.
Personally, what I saw was once I hit that heat on, I saw that delivery charge start going up. Now you don't see it in the summertime. That's mostly when you see people out trying to get you to get into the plane because that delivery charge for gas. So you would see that kick in of the high bills kick in or that delivery charge in the cold season, and that's when I started seeing max come in. I negotiated probably in July of that, but I wasn't turning on no heat in July either. But when November came December, I started seeing the bill just continue to go up. And just talking to different residents that was out of Maryville at the last event that we had, that was one thing that we had in common. We was all using one of the same company, and we all had high delivery charges. So I'm just asking everyone to look at your bill, look who's your provider of the delivery charge, and make a decision.
We good?
You want to share what the young ladies over here are going to do?
Oh, when the session is over, you guys are welcome to come to the table and get information. There's fact sheets over here that you can get. And also, CoAction is here. Again, she has applications and information for you as well. For the 2 or 3 customers that had particular questions, we're happy to take your name, number. I'm assuming you don't have your account number tonight, but your name and address, and I will get back to the departments that own the things we talked about, and try and get you some answers where I can. I just can't answer them here. Okay?
Co-action?
Yeah. CoAction? About defective meters? No, I don't believe so. From NIPSCO? Yes. Mhm. To correct the meter? Is that what you're saying? 3 times. Okay. It sounds like that's what NIPSCO's communication put that out?
It was a news article.
Okay,
Times.
okay. Understood. Understood. Well, let me say this. Let me say this, because again, we came here to share energy assistance with you. That's my expertise. So I'm happy to, like I said, for the few questions that we've gotten here tonight, I'm happy to follow up. I don't know if NIPSCO Communication put something out. Again, I don't know that sitting here right now, so I can't say if we did or we didn't. But I can certainly check. And again, I'll get back to the councilman and whatever she'd like to put in the Q&A that I'm going to be, helping with. I'm happy to do that. Okay?
So
You're welcome.
co-action, what we going to do?
So I'm here to help anyone that needs to apply. I do have paper applications over there, and I also have flyers with the link on it, so you can go online.
You get a microphone too. Come on with it.
I am here to assist with anyone who have not applied for the program. I can give you a paper application, or I could give you the flyer with the link on it to where you can go online to apply for the program. My program is a one-time assistance program that helps on your NIPSCO bill. The program runs from October 1st to April 20th. From October 1st to November 1st, you can apply online. That's the early process of that. But starting in November 1st through April 20th, that's when you can go into any intake site and sit down with someone to have your application done face-to-face, or you can make an appointment or anything of that nature. EAP, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So if you have applied for the program and you might have got an incomplete letter telling you you was missing some documents or something from your application, I can look into your file and see what you was missing. And if I can help you fill that out today, that's what I will do.
Okay, so. Sorry. You all could go over there to the table.
I have a question before we get started. Okay, I know EAP is here to carry they do some of the same things and more with them.
And we have that on our website as well, some townships.
Yeah, what I just showed, yeah, I just pulled it up and showed it to her, yeah.
Because,
5 days
see,
ago.
My thing is that I don't want this to go away because, you know, they're going to have access to Facebook and stuff like that. You know, so it's something that, you know, family. I know y'all's family.
Oh, yeah. While you all are taking care of business, I have 3 save the dates. April the 3rd, a Friday, we'll have our friendly bingo here at Roosevelt, 11 to 2. Volunteer Big Spring Cleanup Day, April the 25th at 8 a.m., meeting at City Hall. And the State of the City Address, Tuesday, April the 28th, 2 p.m. at Embassies of Christ. So save those dates. April 3rd, April 25th, and April 28th. Thank you. I would like to thank you all for coming out this evening. I hope this information was beneficial. I truly appreciate Ms. Thomas for coming out and co-action.